Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Simuleos. Today is going to be an absolutely fantastic day. I'm like, I don't know, 10% sure. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. What are we doing today? Today we're continuing the Euclid's orchard algorithm, or not really algorithm, but idea that we were working with yesterday. I just kind of want to extend the idea to a much higher space, you know, because before we only did like maybe a 10 by 10 grid. I want to do like, I don't know, like 100 by 100 or something like this, just so it's a little bit more clear as to what's going on. Because, well, let's describe the system and then we'll kind of go from there. Again, guys, thanks so much for coming in, and let me know if you have any comments, questions, concerns, anything like that, and I will totally address them as soon as I see them in chat. Okay, so Euclid's orchard. Let me go ahead and draw this out. Two days ago. I'm sorry. 2 days ago. Hey, guest friend. Yes, for the record. Okay, Saturday, I did a stream in the morning at 5, from 5 to 7, just like normal. But, that day, we had to do, or didn't have to, but we were asked to do a kind of, how do I put this? Okay, during Open Campus, which is a kind of open event at OIST where we allow all of the kids to come in and we kind of teach them things. We teach a programming booth. This programming booth is actually massively successful. It was the #2 booth during Open Campus, which is really good because every other booth is open. So like at any other time, like any time you can go to any other booth. For our booth, we make sure it's ticketed so we have enough computers for all the kids. Now, we were asked to go to this IT festival and teach the kids programming with Scratch. So we did. We go to the IT festival. It was a full day event, like literally, because it takes an hour to get down there, to coordinate everything. Basically, right when I finished stream, I took a shower and we ran, you know, to go to this event. And then I didn't get back until like 9 o'clock at night, and I was just exhausted. I'm sorry, it was just a full day, between streaming in the morning and everything else. I was absolutely 100% exhausted. But apparently the mayor of, I'm guessing Naha, which is the largest city in Okinawa, really wanted us to go to another event, and all of us, when we heard this, which was after the event was done by someone else, or by the coordinator of the event, basically said, we don't know if we want to do this again, because it was incredibly draining, but it was fun in its own way, you know. It was one of those things that I personally think I would love to do again, just not like the next day, you know. Give me a week and then I'd be willing to do it again. Because it was kind of fun, you know, all of these kids were really learning how to program. I mean, what we had is we had like some easy cards for them to follow, and then we had some more difficult cards, and then even more difficult cards after that. If you finish the first level cards, you can choose the next card that you do. And some of the kids were really catching on. Like, they were able to just do fantastically cool things that I had not expected before. Like, when you compare these guys to the people who typically come during Open Campus, it wasn't like night and day, but I can tell you that the kids who were at the IT festival could definitely do better programming than the kids that usually come for Open Campus. So, you know, that's just, I don't know, it's interesting. Anyway, let's go ahead and start talking. Euclid's, every day, every single day. I need to figure out why that's happening. Let me pull this back over here. And let's say Euclid's orchard. Okay, so here's the idea. Sorry guys, my eye's like super itchy today. I don't know why. You are an observer at point, let's say 0, 0. So you're here. You're this green dot. Okay, this is you. Here's your body. You're waving, I guess. And there are a bunch of trees over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then they're kind of filled in here, right? So you have stuff like this. You know, whatever. I'm just kind of drawing circles now, but you kind of get the picture, right? Like, we are some guy looking at a grid of points like so. Okay, now the question is, which of these points can you see, and which of the points are obscured by the other points in the line? Well, this is kind of obvious, right? So the first guys, we can see all of these guys, no problem, because, well, they're immediately in our view, right? Now, what you might say is that this guy, right behind the The middle guy, we can't see him, so I'm going to draw him in red. Because, well, we're looking from here, and if we're looking from here, anything along this line is impossible to see. So let's just go ahead and draw out all of this line here. And I just realized I gave this side an extra dot, so I want to keep it square, so I'm just going to remove that. Okay, so now, you know, we can probably see all the other ones, but I have the question as to why can we not see this line? Well, obviously it's obscured by this first dot, but we have another way to kind of visualize, or I guess to show where or why we can't see that line. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to give each of these points a value. So this value I'm going to be 1/2. Okay, this value is going to be 1/3, 1/4, 1/5, 1/6. Basically, each of these fractions is equal to the x coordinate over the x plus y coordinate. Okay, now over here, this means that's 2/3, 3/4, 4/5, 5/6. Okay, now what we do is we kind of move upwards. This is now 2/4, 2/5, 2/6. Yeah, that's right. 2/7. This guy up here is 3/5. Yeah, it has to be. 3/6, 3/7, 3/8, so on and so forth. So we can kind of keep going up with this guy. Now, the interesting part is all of these guys along this line: 2/4, 3/6, 4/8. This guy up here is going to be 5/10. All of these guys compress down to 1/2. Okay, this guy right here cannot reduce. So we'll color this guy in blue and say we can probably see this dot. Let me see. This guy over here can reduce to 1/3. So if we look at it from here, well, 2/6 reduces to 1/3. So we're probably not going to be able to see that dot. Okay, 2/7 cannot reduce. So we'll just kind of color that one in blue. 3/8 again cannot reduce. Cannot reduce. All these guys it's symmetric, so we know that these guys cannot reduce. This guy can. Let's see. 4/8 up here will be what? 4/9, I think. Let me see. Yeah, 4/9, I think. That'll be visible. This will be visible. This will be visible, and this will be visible. Basically, what we've done here is we've created a chart of all of the visible trees just by reducing them down into their fraction. Cantor's diagonal argument. Actually, I don't know about that one. I'm gonna have to look that one up. Let's do that now. Oops, sorry about that. Cantor's diagonal argument. 1 second. Cantor's... I feel like I should know this one. Diagonal argument. Let me see, what do we have here? Cantor's diagonal argument. Oh, wait. I do know this one. Is the diagonal slash argument the diagonal method? Let me see. The diagonal argument was not Cantor's first proof. 1 second. Wait. I just want a definition. That there are infinite sets which cannot be put into one-to-one correspondence with the infinite set of natural numbers. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Yep. Such sets are known as uncountable sets. The size of infinite sets is now treated with the theory of cardinal numbers, which Cantor began. There we go, fair enough. 4/8 to 1/2? Yes. Wait, what? Or did I miss something? Yes, it does go to 1/2. Did I do something wrong here? No, yeah, 4/8 totally reduces to 1/2. Unless, like, I'm really out of it. I'm pretty sure 4/8 does reduce down to 1/2. I'm fairly sure that's true. Okay. So basically, guys, any fraction that can reduce will not be visible. But any fraction that cannot reduce will be visible. So basically, this allows us to more easily reduce fractions just by visually looking at this forest of trees in which we can and cannot see. Now, my argument is, or what I want to test today, is I want to see how this function scales, because I feel that the further out we go, the more dots we provide, the more red we'll see on the, farther out. Now, there will always probably be some fraction out there that we can, that we'll be seeing for the first time, right? because these trees are infinitely small. So, you know, it's not like we can obscure more than a single line. But I really do want to see how this scales with space. You know, which trees we're able to see far out in the distance, you know. We can even give these guys an arbitrary size. And if we give them an arbitrary size, maybe this will change things a little bit. I have some ideas there. Oh, by the way, if I didn't say, hey, Guster and Bobson and Ike Care, thanks so much for coming in. I apologize if I didn't say hello a second ago. 1 second, guys. Sorry, so I accidentally dropped my drawing tablet a second ago, and I had to grab it. It was like hidden behind some objects and stuff. Okay, so now let's talk about what we need to do next. So let's do new page before. Yesterday we talked about Euclid's algorithm, which was the algorithm, not yesterday, 2 days ago, which was the algorithm that was used for basically showing whether a fraction could reduce or not. That was really cool. I was actually really excited to do that because somehow or another, I'd gone, you know, however many years programming without ever implementing Euclid's algorithm. That seemed like a shame to me. But now I have. And let's just go ahead and kind of work with visualization, see how far we go, and I'm just kind of interested in getting a better intuitive feel for this Euclid's algorithm guy. After that, we might try to, or Euclid's orchard, we might try to, I don't know, do some extra things with that as we go along, but as always, guys, feel free to leave any comments, questions, concerns in the chat box, and I will totally address those as soon as I see them. Outside of that, there isn't really so much to do. I guess maybe in some sense it's going to be kind of a light day in terms of actual information content done. But I definitely do want to check some things out. So this was something a day I did not want to exactly miss. Oh, I was going to do it again. 1 second. Here we go. It is now in the appropriate place. Let's pop this over here. Pop that over there. And let's CD into projects, Simulayos, and of course Euclid. Same thing over here, CD projects, Simulayos, and Euclid. Okay, I meant this method by Cantor was apparently not diagonal argument. Open link. Let's see. Oh yeah, this one's used for a whole bunch of different compression algorithms, actually. I'm fairly certain. Actually, 6/2. I think it's the same thing, isn't it? Let me see. Yeah, so all the red ones reduce. So it should be the same graph, actually, I think. Yeah, I think it should be. Oh, it's just opposite. No, it's the same. It's the same. As for the countability of fractions, let me see. Let me see, do we have... Yeah, so this is the same guy. A set is countable, either if it is infinite, or if it is infinite and you can find a one-to-one correspondence between the elements of the set and the set of natural numbers. Here's just how you can order rational numbers. Oh, I see. So is he just going through here? I don't think I've seen this one before. Is a proof that fractions are countably infinite. Okay, so what are we doing here then? Numbers in red and blue, tunable cells, are not part of the proof, but just show how the fractions are formed. You start with 1, 1, which is 1, and follow the arrows. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, fair enough. So I guess we're just going through and we're just removing anything that can reduce? I guess so. I mean, it's fair enough, right? I guess it makes sense, but... Okay, let me do a quick ls here, and now let me do a quick make. It should run the code. Yeah, it sure does. Then we're going to run Mirage and show what we have so far. Okay, so if we scroll down, this is, let me see, what is this, a 10 by 10 grid or something? Oh, we should have one more line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so this is a 10 by 10 line. Yeah, that's what I figured. Removing duplicates. So these are the trees we can and cannot see. Green are going to be the trees that we can see. Red are going to be trees that we cannot. So what I want to try now is I want to go up here. Let me see, what do we have here? Let me go into VI. One second. Euclid .cpp. And let me change what we're doing here. So instead of drawing a circle every time, I want to draw a square. And I know that sounds kind of weird as to why I do this, but I do want to grow a square here real quick. So let's do grow a square. And let me go and make sure that this notation is okay. Actually, why don't I just try to make it? Oh, it seems to make. So let's do Mirage real quick. Okay, there you go. So we have our squares. That seems fine to me. The reason I want to change it to squares is so that I can change this size to 1. And then change this to 0. And then what I wanted to do was change the number over here. Let me see. In fact, let's keep this at 10 for a second. And let's go up here and let's change the number of points to something very, very high here. So what we have already for Euclid's Orchard is 10. So it's a 10 by 10 must be. Yes, so let's go ahead and read in 100. Make. Give it a second. We'll do Mirage. When it's done, it's going to take some time. There we go, Mirage. And I don't know what happened to everything. I thought it would all draw, but apparently not. One second. Let's do 100 by 100. Let's give it some time to draw. Make. So it's clearly too many frames, just for the record. We only have 500 frames. To Mirage. Yeah, these are clearly too big. Ha! That's clearly wrong. Okay, let's take a second to do this. Let's do... I don't want any of them to draw at the same time. I want them all to draw at once. So I thought I'd do this just by giving it no time to draw. But for some reason that didn't do what I wanted it to do. One second, I gotta think about this. You know which proofs I dislike? Proofs by induction. Yeah, there are a whole bunch of proofs. You know, maybe... I'm actually really bad at proofs. You know, I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're doing some sort of research that's related to mathematics. You should be good at proofs. But no, I'm not. I'm really bad at proofs. I feel like maybe I should take some time to relearn proofs, you know, at some point. Yeah, my sister is a pure mathematician, and so she's fantastic at proofs, you know, like she's really good at it, but I'm not. I need to get better at them. Yeah, that is fair enough. So why is this not growing? One second. Make. Let's do Mirage. It should all be growing on the first frame. So I guess if we go to the first frame, we should see some sort of crazy grid, but we're not seeing anything. There's absolutely nothing here. Dang it. Okay, so this means I'm doing something stupid. So let's go into the grow square function, vi. Let's go to visualization, Cairo visualization.cpp. Yep, let's go into grow square. Yeah, I agree with you. Okay, so we have time, start frame, end frame. Let me see. What if we changed grow square so that it has a start frame and end frame? So we just all give it the same start frame. And, well, Let's go down to grow rectangle, see what this is, because basically grow square turns into grow rectangle. Grow rectangle. Oh, we'll take it. Sorry about that. Let me see. I guess what I need. Start frame plus draw frames. What do we have here? Draw frames is equal to time times animation.fps. So what we do here is we say, if I is less than start frame plus draw frames, which it will never be, then we do... So let's see, there should be a way to change this so that we can say we want all these guys to draw in basically 0 time. But I don't currently know that. Or I can't currently think of this. So let me think. So we have I less than start frame plus ceiling of draw frame times 0.5. So basically what we have here is we have an object that's growing in size and then shrinking back. So it's like popping in there, right? So what we need to do is we need to get this guy to not just pop in there, but we also need it to just appear if we give it a 0 time. But I guess what I should do is outside here, we have an else statement. If I is less than, yeah, we have this else statement. Else Cairo animation, yeah, we have that. So why, why is this not drawing? Cairo rectangle, I swear, this should work. Let's change this back to Cairo gross circle. Because I swear this works. Give it a second to do its thing, and then we'll check to see what happens. 1 second, almost done. It's just running. Maybe I should have given it some other output than 1. In fact, maybe it shouldn't even be outputting 1. I don't know. We'll see. Sure, it's taking its time, though. This one seems to be longer than the last one. That means it's doing something, right? Still doing something. Yep. Still going. Yep. Totally still going. Yep. Maybe I should give it less points. Here, let me go up here real quick. Let me just change this to a 10 again, because I know 10 should work. Let's go ahead and Control C, and let's make that one more time. 1 second. Write this. Make. Okay, let's try this one. There can only be 100 ones, right? Okay. Mirage? Okay, now all the dots are drawn. And they should be drawn since... Yeah, okay, so the dots work. The squares do not. So there should be some difference between the squares and the dots. So let's go into the previous visualization guy, and let's go to grow square. Okay, so up here we have grow circle. Yep. And we have this else statement that says Cairo arc, yada yada. And down here we have the same thing, Cairo rectangle. Let's see, frame context I. Origin x minus current dimension times 0.5. Origin y times 0. Current dimension times 0.5. Current dimension should be 0. Oh wait, current dimension. What is current dimension? Origin x, origin y. Where do we define origin? 1 second, I have to think here real quick. We have... 1 second. So up here, it's not so bad, right? Because all we're doing is like Cairo arc. So origin x, origin y, radius. That's all we need. Down here, it's a little bit different. So let's see, we have current dimension x, Cairo rectangle. But where are origin x and origin y defined? 1 second, I have to find this one. Cairo rectangle, frame, origin.x. Yeah, wait, where do we define those? Origin x, origin y. I'm... 1 second. Origin x minus current dimensions. I mean, this is fair enough, but where... Wait. Here. There. And there. Oh, we're reading it in. We're giving it a place to go to. Obviously. That was my bad. So current dimension should be equal to the size here. So let me go down here. And let's say current dimension is going to be equal to... Yeah, thanks, customer. I just realized that. I don't know why it took me so long. Should be equal to vector dimension, I think. Let's see, what do we have here? Vector current dimension x. Yeah, should be equal to dimension. And that, I think should maybe do it. So let's pop down here. And let's change this again to grow square. Again, the only reason I really want them to be grow square is because in the end they're going to be pixels. So let's go make here equals dim. 233. Okay, so it says equals dim, but we're reading in dim. 1 second. And dim is a vector. Oh, I set current dimension, not x. I want just current dimension. 1 second. Make. Then we'll do Mirage. Okay, good. So the squares are there, and they all appear at once at frame 1 should be. 1 second. Yep. Okay, so they all appear at once. Good. Fantastic. So now we can kind of check some, I guess, other structures or something like that. I don't know how to put that, but we can check structures a little bit easier. So we have grow square. Now what do I want to do? I want to go ahead and commit what I just did. Oh, we're not commit, but add it to the Git repository. So git add, and let's go back a directory, visualization, and let's do Cairo visualization.cpp. Okay. So one thing I want to point out, guys. Okay, so yesterday night, you guys weren't there, but yesterday night I had my first coding night in a super long time, and I forgot how much fun coding nights are. Like when you just get together with a group of friends and like literally, you might want to make the number of frames 2. Number of frames 2. What do you mean you might want to make the number of frames 2? Does that mean make each square grow in 2 frames? We can actually do it a little bit differently. What we can do is we can give them all, let's say 0.1. And then what we can say is we want it to draw at, let's say start frame, which is going to be start, and then num frames. And then give it a location. And let's give the start equal to 1. So actually, let's have it all start at 1 frame. Oh yeah, fair enough. Just one thing real quick, let me just scroll back. Okay, so we can actually make them all appear, like something like this, if we wanted. But yeah, that's fair enough. No, I'm not already doing that. You're totally right. Let me just go ahead and comment this guy out, and let's paste again, and let's bring it down to 0 again, just because it's a little bit easier, and something like this. Okay. Now, to change the number of frames, I'll have to go into VI. I know this is kind of weird. I need to fix this one, but this is where number of frames is defined. So let's do Cairo visualization .h. Let's change the number of frames, and I'm just going to set it to 5 or 10 or something. It's a little bit more straightforward. Okay. Let's go ahead and make it one more time. Let me go over here. And then I'm going to do quick... Actually, where's my last Mirage? Let me just grab 5 instead of 50. This should do it? Good. Okay, so this seems to be working okay. Now I need to change the colors. I got it now. Okay, Lost Sender. Basically, what we're doing here... Okay, so when I say awkward orchard, what I mean is that we're using something called Euclid's orchard. Euclid's orchard is incredibly cool. I suggest looking at it on Wikipedia. So let's go here. Euclid's orchard. But here's the idea. Let me just go ahead and give you this. Okay. I'm going to take this image here because it might be a little bit clearer. Let's scroll in. There. Okay. So basically, you are this observer at point 0, 0. Each of these points represents some fraction. That fraction is dependent on its location on the grid. So, what you do is you say that this guy's right here is its location in x, that's the 1, over its location in x plus its location in y. So it's at position 1, 1. So its numerator is 1, which is x, and its denominator is x plus y. So this is 1/2. This is going to be x over x plus y again, so 1/3. X over x plus y, 1/4, 1/5, 1/6. This guy over here, again, is your x position, which is 2, over x plus y, which is 3. Then 3/4, 4/5, 5/6. Now, the cool part is what we're trying to do is we're trying to see out how far we can see. You know, we're going to see which of these trees we can and cannot see. And amazingly enough, the trees in which we cannot see are the ones that reduce. Yeah, exactly. Are the ones that reduce further. So 1/2 cannot reduce. 2/4, though, can reduce into 1/2. 1/2. So it is blocked by 2/4. 4/6 can reduce to 2/3. So it's blocked by 2/3. 2/6 can reduce to 1/3. So it can reduce to 1/3. And is blocked by that tree. So in other words, we can only see trees that cannot reduce any further. And this is incredibly cool. Because I don't know why. It's cool. Like, it's one of those things that just blew my mind when I figured it out. And I just wanted to kind of test some things out. So I had this little story of this kind of algorithm I wanted to write, but honestly, like, I don't know if I'm gonna do that story because this is just cool enough that I just want to make a video on it, just be like, hey guys, look at this super cool mathematical thing. So today, we're just kind of checking how it scales and kind of messing around with it a little bit. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask. I'm totally up for talking about it as soon as I see it in chat. Let me scroll back down, just so I have it zoomed in at the right location, and let's move back over here. So this is our version. Right now it's red and green, but I'm going to kind of change this a little bit. Also, that last line is not showing up. Let's make that last line appear. I'm apparently doing something stupid. So is this a trivial conclusion, or is there something deep here? Maybe in some sense it is just a trivial conclusion. I just thought it was really cool. Sorry about that. Maybe we shouldn't have spent 2 days on this, but that's okay. You know, with the visualization and everything, I think it's okay. Let me see. So for some reason, we're not visualizing the last layer or the last row. Oh no, maybe we are. Yeah, maybe we are visualizing the last row. Let me take a look at this one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We are? I just wasn't thinking about it. Okay, so let's go up here and let's change the colors a little bit to make this a little bit easier on our eyes. So we're going to change them to black and white. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to say white means we can see it, black means we cannot. So let's go here and let's say the on color will be all ones. Let's go here. And the off color will be all blacks. Let's go here, let's make that. Let's do mirage. Okay, good. So now we have kind of a distribution that's easier to see. And now what I want to do is do the pixel thing I said before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through here, as the Euclid's orchard, and I'm going to say all these trees should grow and they should be exactly 1 pixel in size. And we're going to do 100 by 100. Let's go up here and let's do Euclid orchard, and I think the 100 is defined here. Let's make this. And then we're going to do mirage after that. No way it drew that quickly. Oh, it did. Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, let's try. It looks like we can probably double this. Actually, wait. I know the pixel value. It's 400 by 400. So let's just change this to 400. And let's make that. It doesn't seem like, maybe I was incorrect about this to begin with. Maybe, no matter how far we go out. Huh. Okay. This is obviously a little bit too small to see. Yeah, apparently, no matter how far we go out, we have the same pattern, which is even cooler. Like, this is amazing. So let me change this to a 4. Let me go up here and change it to 100 by 100, so it's a little bit easier to see. Make that. We're going to do a quick mirage. Okay, so here's what we got with a very low pixel image. Let me scroll in a little bit. Huh. Okay, so as far as what we can and cannot see, we can definitely always see the first line over here. This line and this line over here. Definitely can always see that. We can definitely never see this line across here. And I guess it's symmetric. Yeah, it's totally symmetric. So that's interesting. But there doesn't seem to be any type of pattern. It seems that no matter how far out we go into this forest, assuming the trees are of size 1, it doesn't seem like we can actually hide in this forest, you know? So if the trees are infinitely small, no matter where we are, we will always be able to be seen. Which I suppose is fair enough, you know? Like, there's always a render distance, you know? So like, This is actually super interesting to me. I don't know why. It's just like, wow. I don't know. Maybe you guys don't find it quite as interesting. One thing I want to point out, though. I mentioned this earlier, and then I kind of cut off, like, all my stories. I start telling them, and then I just, like, stop talking about them after a second. But I was doing a coding night last night. And, again, first coding night since, I don't know, probably of 2017. Maybe even including half of 2016. I used to love coding nights, you know, like... All my other friends, they'd get together on Friday, Saturday nights. They'd, you know, play video games. They would maybe have a raid night where they'd play World of Warcraft all night. They would maybe do sports or something like this, you know, like some sort of football or soccer or something. I don't know. For me, the nights that I always enjoyed the most were these Linux nights that we had. And we didn't have them so frequently, but man, did I love them. We'd get together and we'd just do something with Linux, you know? Sure, it wouldn't be crazy. Like, we wouldn't be, you know, programming anything up that was absolutely insane, but it was nice because we all got together, we all made sure we had Linux installed, you know, it was just fun, you know? And I hadn't done one of those nights in so long. Like, I really, really wanted to do another one of these, and I used to. With the computer science club here at OIST, I used to do it, but whenever I did a coding night, no one showed up, you know? So I just kind of stopped doing it. But last night we had another one, and it was just me and some other guy there. But man, I had so much fun. Like, the person that was there with me was learning the terminal for the first time, and how to use it, and what to do with it. And it was so cool, because like I showed him like ASCII and all this other neat stuff that you can do with a terminal. Like, I showed him like how to change directories and stuff like this. He already knew that, but like how to do all the terminal commands and stuff. And I just realized, like, when I first learned programming, all of this stuff that I can currently do now was like magic, you know? Like, it was like, it's just really cool. It's like, yeah, sure, I'm not like a professional, like, I'm not like an awesome programmer or anything, but like, you can see clear advances in programming knowledge. And it's just one of those things that I really do think that programming, I think that learning, I think that doing these activities, like just hobby learning, I suppose, gives you that exact same enjoyment that you get from video games when like you beat a good boss or like something like that. Because I saw this guy and he was like, oh, I can't believe I can do this now. This is so cool. Like, he kept finding cool things to do, you know? And I don't know. I remember when I was learning that too. I remember when I was going through and learning the terminal for the first time, and I was like, wow, this is crazy that I can do so much with such a small, simple command. And when I was learning program, it was the same thing. Like, every once in a while, we'd come across something, even here on stream, we'd come across something, I'd be like, wow, I can't believe I can do this now, you know? And then it's just a different thing, you know? Like, how do I put this? Whenever I play a video game, I'm always super impressed by those guys who can just, like, they can just beat the game, you know, like they're speedrunners or whatever. They can just go through the game, and they just know all of the tricks and secrets. They're masters of the game. And I guess at some point, you know, I like watching programmers who are good too, and they're willing to just talk and help you out with things. I don't know. That's just something I wanted to mention, guys. I would actually really like, I think, at some point, to maybe do something like that here, you know, with a whole bunch of other streamers or something, I was thinking. I don't know. I hadn't really thought it out yet, but some sort of stream, maybe with YouTubers or something, or maybe, you know, with you guys or something, where we just all kind of work on the same project together. Like, it's kind of like a hackathon, but it's like a hack a weekend type of thing. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it through, but I definitely would like to do something, a little bit more, I guess, a little bit more in depth or something. Just kind of, I love I love it when I'm just sitting down, I'm just programming. Like, I'm just tuned into the computer, and I'm just like tick-tacking away, and that's all I'm doing. Like, it's like, it's the same to me as like playing video games, you know? It feels the same, because it's like, I'm just so into it, you know? But anyway, I think we should probably come up with like a list of ideas of things that we could do, maybe talk to a whole bunch of other streamers. We have that Discord server with a whole bunch of other streamers on it. Maybe we should talk to them and see maybe if we have any common interests that we can work with, and kind of go from there. I want to kind of make this a little bit, let's change this to 50 by 50. And let's go down here and change the size of this to 8. I'm really just, this thing is really boggling my mind. I have no idea. Yeah, like, I don't see any patterns in this guy at all. It just seems like this is how it is, you know? I'm really struggling here. There's like nothing really. I knew what you meant. I knew you meant QR code. Wow, yeah, I'm not seeing anything here. Let's increase the size of our visualization here, and let's try a bigger one. See if maybe there's something on the larger scale. So let's change it to maybe 1,000 by 1,000. And let's just do it. I guess let's make each of these guys 1,000 and make them all in 1 pixel, and let's see if we can see anything when we zoom in. let's make this. It'll take a while, I think, to make, but not so long, I don't think. Maybe like a minute or two. But yeah, so guys, if you have any ideas for like hackathon ideas or something like this, yeah, let me know, because I'm totally into that. Wow. That was super quick. I was expecting that to take a lot longer. I mean, I guess. Zoom in here. Huh. I just broke it. Yep, totally just broke it. 1 second. Control C. Yeah, so I just broke my... Yeah, here, let's end that process. Okay, let's try it one more time. Okay, so let's zoom in, I guess. I just broke it again. Crap. Let me think. How am I going to fix this? I guess I could open up in GIMP, maybe? Because I just broke it again. It keeps failing on me. Control C. But yeah, I'm not seeing any dedicated pattern here. I mean, we have, you know, some sort of striations that go through. Can I make a 3D version of it? That's actually super interesting. I hadn't considered that. Well, I mean, I had kind of considered it before, but I don't know what we do. So we could do X. Maybe we can. Let me think. So let's go over here and let's talk about that real quick. So page, new page. Oh, I was already on a new page. Let's just Control Z. Okay. So the reason this works, right, is because the fractions can reduce onto other fractions, right? So we have this thing where it's like, you know, this guy here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this guy will be hidden, because this guy's position will be 2 out of 4, which reduces to 1/2, right? I honestly think that maybe this guy just doesn't have a pattern. Maybe just no matter how far you go into the forest, you know, you'll always be seen, because the trees are, well, basically infinitely small. Yeah, Lost Center, see you around. Thanks so much for coming in. Again, let me know if you have any further ideas. Just feel free to mention them on the Discord server. I'll just go ahead and put that link here. If you have any ideas, just go ahead and chat on there, because I usually try to keep that up, you know, during work and things. So I usually try to at least take a look at it once or twice a day. So this again is 1/3 up here. And this down here is, let me see, 2/3. Okay. So they don't reduce. Let's try visualizing the black space, like the empty space. Let's see if maybe that helps a little bit. So let's pop over here. I'm still not seeing anything here, but let's try going up. I was really expecting to see some sort of pattern, but maybe we just don't. Maybe there is no pattern here. So let's change these all to zeros. R0, 0, 0, and change this to 1. R1, 1, 1. Let's go over here and let's make that. Let's do Mirage. And if there isn't a pattern, that's fine. That's how it is. So it's not that big of a deal. Okay. Man. That means whatever I was going to do before. Yeah, I guess this is obviously just the empty space. Let's try, one more time. Let's try shrinking the size of this back to, we can keep it 1,000 by 1,000 actually. But let's just make the grid 100 by 100. So let's pop down here. Make this grid 100 by 100, and let's change the size of these blocks to be 10 pixels big. So let's do this to R1, or 10-0, sorry. Make that, Mirage. Yep, this is clearly just a black space of what we saw before, and it's... I mean, it's still... I'm not seeing any obvious patterns. I mean, we have these squares that seem to be appearing, and, you know, these squares here. I don't know if they're squares or just lines that are extending out in all directions, but yeah, nothing huge. That's super interesting. I was expecting that the further out you go, the less trees you could see. I was expecting some sort of like curve, you know, saying that at some point, way far out in the distance, you know, you will not be able to see anything anymore. I was expecting most of the fractions to be occluded, but I guess, I mean, this is a real space diagram, right? So I suppose this does make sense in a way. Okay. So let's go here. Let's go ahead and close that. And I guess, yeah, I guess I'll leave this as it is. So let's do get status. Let's go ahead and do get add Euclid.cpp. Okay, so let's just go ahead and commit what we have right now, and then we'll move back to the affinity propagation stuff, I guess. I had some stuff I was going to do, but, you know, without a clear pattern being visible in that, actually, let me do one thing real quick, Euclid.cpp. Let's move down here and let's change the white space and black space back to each other. So let's do R1 and R0. And let's make that. Actually, let's do it over here, make. And let's do get add again. 1 second, let's check the Mirage. Okay, yep, so that's what we'll have. Okay, so now we're just going to do a quick git commit -m. And we'll say, I don't know, finishing Euclid's Orchard. Actually, wait. Come on, there has to be something we can do with this, right? There has to be something we can do with this particular knowledge, you know? Maybe not, but I mean, I feel like, what do we have here? The orchard is projected. We can create Tome's function, but this isn't particularly useful, I don't think. I mean, it's interesting, but in terms of visualization, I think Euclid's Orchard is probably a little bit easier to see than this guy over here. Oh wait, that's not even the one. 1 second. Tops of trees form a graph of Tome's function. What's Tome's function? Oh, this is that other thing I just showed. Yep. So I mean, we can show Tome's function, but at the same time, I feel like it's maybe not that useful or interesting. That's okay. More formally, Euclid's Orchard is a set of line segments from ij0 to ij1, where ij are positive integers. Okay, well, so that's maybe it for Euclid's Orchard. Maybe there isn't so much more to do there. That's okay. Perfectly okay with that. So let's go ahead and do git commit -m. I forgot a G, so let's go over here, do G. Over here, let's do G. Let's go to the end, and let's say finishing visualization of Euclid's Orchard. Okay, let's go ahead and do literally nothing apparently today, only 8 insertions. So as you git push, origin, master. And now you guys should have access to whatever we did today right there on github.com. So, last thing that we want to do. So now what can we do next? Well, I'm actually not quite sure because I was expecting this to take a little bit longer. So let's go back a directory. And let's take a look at something. One thing I want to point out, guys, I don't know, maybe you guys, I'm getting kind of chatty now, maybe I shouldn't be so chatty, but the Simulayos directory really does have almost 100,000 lines of code in it. That's a lot of code. A lot of this is copy-pasted code, so this says a lot about me as a programmer, in that the code could be cleaned up a lot, and we could save a lot of space here. And I could go through and I could fix everything, but at the same time, I feel like that's not necessary. I mean, this would take a very long time. And the point of this code is that it's kind of archiving what I've been doing every day. And I've been thinking a lot about something lately, guys, and I want to kind of hear your opinion. Let me see who's all watching at this point. Maybe there aren't so many people. That's okay, 10 is enough. Okay, so here's the idea. A while ago, actually, let me get some water before talking about this real quick. Let me get something to drink. Okay, so a while ago, okay, not a while ago, like literally this past week, I've been thinking a lot about, what I should do basically with my life and things like this, and obviously I was thinking, oh, well, a professor's a fantastic job, but there's this other job that's really been kind of, I think it's super interesting, So, laboratories, right, are typically in one defined location in around the world, right? Like, for example, they are maybe in the US or in Japan or in Canada. They're in one location, maybe OIST, maybe Stanford, maybe something like this, you know? But with the internet, there isn't really a need to be in one location unless you have an experiment to run. So for me in particular, because I do a lot of theory, I could basically do this theory anywhere in the world, and I could basically set up a lab that runs basically off of, you know, crowd-done research in a way. So like I'm doing research, and people help me do the research, and I've been thinking this would be something really cool I want to try. And I mentioned this at the start of the year, but I didn't really finish the thought. So what I wanted to try is at some point doing something that is somehow publishable on this channel. You know, something that is really pushing that boundary of human knowledge. And I don't necessarily want you guys to know when it happens, you know? I want to just kind of like talk about it, just kind of do it like I would any other simulation. And then at some point just realize, oh, well, this is actually something publishable, you know? Like this is something that will go into a paper that we're putting into, I don't know, some sort of journal somewhere, you know? And I think that'd be really cool if we could just go through our regular simulations and all of a sudden find one that is pushing that boundary of human knowledge forward. And that's kind of why you do research to begin with, right? So that you can somehow help people out in this way. And maybe it's not really helping them out, but maybe just, I don't know, moving forward, you know, moving humanity forward in a way. And maybe that's kind of altruistic, or maybe it's a whole bunch of bunk. But anyway, this is kind of something that I want to try to do. Unfortunately, guys, there isn't so much more that I wanted to get done today. I've got a few other things that I need to kind of do on my own before the next stream, dealing with affinity propagation and stuff like that. And we'll totally do that as soon as I can. But for now, guys, I think I'm just going to go ahead and end today's stream a bit early, almost a full hour early, so I'm only going to do a half stream today. But that's okay. Tomorrow we'll come back. We'll continue the affinity propagation stuff, which we started last week, hopefully finishing that up soon-ish. And then we can start moving on to the next algorithm, which I haven't quite decided yet. There's some stuff that I want to kind of look into, but I haven't decided what this one should be just yet. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming in. Have a fantastic day, night, afternoon, morning, evening, whatever time it happens to be your time. And I will see you around next time for the next episode of Simuleos, where we continue working on affinity propagation. And then we can kind of go from there. See what kind of cool stuff we can do. So I appreciate it again, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.